Hello again. We are going to be doing another run of Halls of Torment. I've only played a little bit of this new patch so far, a couple runs maybe, and felt pretty good actually. I really like some of the changes, and sadly, yeah, the Archer got nerfed, but I want to try the Archer out. I haven't tried her out yet. So they did change everything so that there's no like bonuses at every 10 level ups now. It's just a consistent every level up and has been reduced in value to be kind of the same thing basically. And they've moved stuff around. So every character can now crit. So minimum of 5% crit chance. I don't know who has that. There we go. Arquebus. The Archer has the high, which is 33% chance. I don't think anyone has higher than 33. Yep, I think that is the max. And then crit bonus of 200. And there's definitely some heroes that have some higher than that. Looks like mostly the Warhammer and the Landsnacked. So we're going to do the Archer today, and I'm going to be running one of the new marks or one of the old marks. I'm not sure which it really is. She fires 3 projectiles and does 50 damage. So we'll go over here. This is the loadout I'm going to be running. It's partially silly, partially logical. The silliest part maybe is the Mark of the Beast. It's not that silly, but I think it's fun. We're going to do it. So it allows you to take the Hound for a walk. And yes, I have tested this with the Beast Huntress. It does give you a second Hound. So that is quite nice. And I didn't test this, but Mark of the Grenadier should probably give you double the explosions on the grenades as well. We're going to take that. They buffed the Iron Ring in a more recent patch a couple days ago on the experimental build, which is what I'm on. And so I'm going to take the base damage here. So she only does 50 damage. A base damage of 15 is actually pretty huge. We're going to 65 base damage at level 1. And then that's all boosted by any of your percentage bonuses. So we're going to be running Mask of Madness for bonus damage and crit. We're going to be running Warrior's Fervor for attack speed and damage every 15 seconds that we get this proc. It only lasts for 15 seconds, so we're not going to guarantee the uptime on this, but 50% uptime is still pretty good. Holy Relic will give us, every time we take Mask of Madness damage, it will heal us, basically. It will give us a magical drop, which we have to go step on. And then this makes us so that we constantly are moving generally. But it was just kind of the best boots I felt that I could wear. The other boots are kind of elemental, or like spike boots are kind of okay, but I don't really want to get hit. So I don't want spike boots. I don't want defensive boots. I don't really want movement speed. And then this automatically gives me attack speed if I'm moving and I have bonus movement speed. So we'll kind of stack on some movement speed there. I got the blood soaked shirt and the attack speed gloves. We're just doing some really simple stuff. They did buff the multi-strike gloves to 30%. And so the attack speed and the multi-strike are now the same. So if I ran the multi-strike, the Archer does have 3. So we'd have 3.9, which would allow us to have more projectiles. But I think I just would rather have more attack speed. And then these will be pretty good too. Because the multi-strike kind of benefits very specific abilities more so than it benefits her attacks. And then if we go to armors, yeah, so this one's elemental, this one's more afflictions, and this one might be better than this one because we're going to be constantly low health, so I don't know. When damaged, you get defense. We could get regen every time we're damaged from Mask of Madness. Block strength that deals a bit of damage, but I want to focus on my main attack as best as I can, and some, projectile abilities or something. So maybe we swap it out for Defiant Plane, just for that little bit of regen. We shouldn't be hurting too bad, but... So, there we go. So we got the Hound, we got Mask of Madness, we got some attack speed. Let's go. And for today's run, let's do something different, like the Aqueduct, or... Yeah, let's do the Aqueduct. Viaduct, excuse me. And we're going to go in Agony. And they changed how the dog works. I guess it moves faster. It has a wider leash. I don't know what that arrow means. I assume it means that it's better or something than normal. Anyways. So I'm going to just go ahead and min-max a bit here. We're going to banish the defense. And we will take some early damage. We will banish block strength as well and go pure damage here. I know some of you give me comments all the time of, you know, what I did wrong or what you like or whatnot, so I'm following a little bit of that. I don't use my potions nearly enough, but I also feel like they don't always, they're not necessary to beat the game per se. You can beat the game without the potions. So I have banished both of the major defensive. I will probably keep the health stuff in there. There we go. We got 15 seconds of crazy. Okay, what we got? We got base movement speed here. We got 5% movement speed there. I can't compare those because I don't know what they are. We got attack speed and movement speed, damage and crit, attack speed and multi-strike. Probably go attack speed and movement speed, because the movement speed will give us attack speed. So, for now, let's just take level 2 of Swift Feet. We'll come back. See, and there it is. Perfect. I'm getting 6% attack speed off these boots. Nothing crazy there. Let's go Phantom Needles. I like that one. I'm going to take some pickup range. They did buff some pickup range recently. Which I do appreciate the buff to pickup range. Get some area here. Can't remember if they buffed or nerfed the area. I'd have to check that. Okay, we picked up a buff. Not a healing buff, though. Let's see here. Crit chance, damage, damage and force. Just take the basic ones here. Some range. It's a big open area. Although projectiles do pass through walls, so it doesn't really matter that much. Crit bonus, I think that's what I want. So I'm probably just going to start giving a plug on every video I do with this game because I really like this game. It's only $5 on Steam. That's US dollars. I don't know what the adjustments are for other areas. But it's a super cheap game. It's really simple, but it's well done. It's really fun. And it goes on sale for 20% off, $1 off, pretty often as well. So. Attack speed or multi-strike. Wow, I don't want either of those. I will take the Mask of Madness upgrade, though. Very early green Mask of Madness. Damage and crit. I want the attack speed and movement speed, probably. Although damage and crit is really good, so. Let's just take this for now. Start moving around here. My Berserker boots are giving me quite a bit of movement speed here. I just picked up 2 different... Oh, the Raven. Yeah, that's right. That's a thing. This Raven will give you a boost and cause you to run fast so that you can get to the edge of the viaduct. Or kind of a... some quest line kind of thing. I will leave the base health in there because I may want at least 1 defensive stat, especially with the healing. I can keep it full. Base movement speed. Here we go. 17% extra attack speed. Oh, we're down to 7 now. That's too bad. Let's re-roll this. Nope, that's the one I want. Do crit chance. So the archer still feels really good. I don't know what her traits are going to look like here, so we're going to have to get her traits up a little bit. Take some force. Don't know that we need force, but we'll take some. She does have 3 force. So that's a lot of piercing. We do have to keep moving here. Or movement speed. Astronomer's orbs are physical. I'm going to take this. It is magical, but transfixion is just kind of like more arrows to me. I'm not running anything that cares. So, ooh, more movement speed. But, I can get that. Damage, area, crit, and force. Crit and crit. I'll take crit and crit. Getting a lot of power-ups here. So here is a situation that still kind of flusters me. You got 20% damage, but you also have 8 base damage. Now, I don't know what their base damage is. So, you know, I can't really check here. So I don't know how valuable that 8%, that 8 base damage is. But, I'm going to take this instead. We're just going to go as fast as possible. Got the ring going on for a few seconds here. Or the amulet, I mean. Now, because my character is maxed out, I do feel like a lot of the general feel of the game is pretty easy. Like I said, I don't use all my potions a lot of the time. And, I could do a lot more with min-maxing and perfection and stuff like that. But I do have all my blessings maxed out. So that really offsets a lot of value there. Offsets value. That's not the right sentence there. It offsets a lot of weaknesses with a lot of value. Bonus. We will want to get like fragile and stuff like that up in a bit though. Now, since we do have the iron ring, and if I get lucky, I will find a level 2 of that, which I will be very happy to find. Which will... It helps our Hound a little bit. The Hound does 100 damage. But it really helps, like, the needles. You saw that we were only getting 8% bonus on that. Let's go multi-strike in search area. Not doing multi-strike elsewhere, so we can go at multi-strike on that. So if we go to our abilities here, base damage of 40. So the Iron Ring is boosting it up by almost 50% there. Yeah. So quite a bit. And then we got the 8 extra from the actual skill itself. I'll keep playing so we're not just sitting on a screen here. Split them into projectiles. More attack speed. Must have more. So the needles do a lot of damage because I'm getting a lot of them. And, like, let's see here. I'll try to stay. Yeah, so we're getting 2.5 per second. And we're, you know, multiplying their damage by a lot. By 6, I guess. Critical chance, bonus. I mean, that's good. Have more attack speed. What I really want. So with this Raven bonus, we do have 20% attack speed on our boots. Still pretty low. I think the boots just kind of don't give quite as much as I'd expect. Yeah, let's do attack speed. Normally I don't hunt bosses quite like this, but I want to kind of power through a little bit here. None of these are green, so I'm not going to re-roll. I'm going to take the experience. I don't want either of those. Any of those. Okay, now we can get the level 2 of Transfixion if we find ability. You get the level 2s at level... you get the extra abilities if you have level 3 of a given ability. So, for the best way to phrase that there. Do we have any bosses on the screen? We do. So these needles just do work. They just do absolutely crazy work. Let's get some regen here, just for the sake of it. There we go. Now, could I re-roll and get, you know, the better version of this? Probably, but no, I don't want it there. I want that. That'll work. I wanted it to replace itself. I'm going to take Long Fingers 2, and then I'm going to banish it the next time it shows up. I don't need any more. But yeah, if I just stand really close to something, which is kind of the opposite of what I want to do. Let's Vanish long fingers. If I stand just ever so close to something, these needles just do work. That range, 25 range would be really good on the needles, but no. More attack speed. Do crit chance. Not a whole lot to pick up. I got a glove pickup there. So they are still working on the Shrine of Torment. We haven't heard any more news on that specifically. You have to be full health for it to drop a pickup. I do need regen. That's not too bad. I just didn't read that before. I think some of the tooltips are wrong as well. I think this actually drops different pickups now. Because I'm getting a lot of... Here, let me go check that. Let's see here. Holy Relic. I don't see anything on it. Maybe it's always been that way, but it says here it drops, it casts Holy Light, but if you hover it over here, it says it generates different pickups depending on if you have... yeah, so they did change it. It's too early in the morning, I guess, for my brain. If you're full health, you get a different power-up. So that means we don't want to be full health when we can, because we want to pick this up. This Holy Light then triggers our amulet. I know they've been updating some of the text in the game. They've been doing some localizations for different languages, and they've been changing effects. And some effects worked the same as their text now states, but some effects may have been outdated at one point too. So I don't know if I'm just remembering wrong, which is probably the most likely case. Look at that. We just demolished that guy. Needles do crit based on slow and apply slow. So I'm just like running at things. Probably could have run the standstill items at a certain point. Boots are only giving 12% attack speed, which isn't too crazy. The Wind Crown or the Star Ring, Stargazing Ring, or whatever it is, would give more. There they are, my marching friends. So I don't know if you still can, but there is actually a situation where you can kill these guys. But in the past, you needed the lightning orb to be super glitched out with the archer's attack speed base thing, which they have removed for multiple reasons. One, apparently it crashed the game. And the other was it was just like breaking things elsewise. Nah. We'll check it out next time. You are limited on how many pickups you can have over here. I don't exactly remember how it works. So I usually avoid picking up more than like 3 or 4 abilities usually. In other news, I am still working on a Salt patch, Salt and Sanctuary on PC, Epic Games, and Steam Store. We'll be getting those patches. There's no current plans on getting those to console. It's just not concrete yet. We'll have a randomizer. Ooh, base damage. Why, yes, sir. I like that base damage. It's the best kind. Actually, let's check that out really quick. Yeah, so Iron Ring is 30. Transfixion trait is 10. Base damage is 70. So, like a 55 or so %, something in that range. There are some new items to pick up, though I haven't seen them yet. Not getting item drops all that often. I've only had the 2. And that is why I'm always cautious about having no health. I will eventually get hit by one of those projectiles every run. And it took a lot of health. I need to move away from this wall so that the enemies stop standing inside of it. There we go. More movement speed. Yep, gold. No item. I don't know if their colors dictate what they drop. I'd have to check that. I've never actually paid attention to it. I don't like these guys. I get what they're going for. It's really obnoxious. I know I say that to a lot of mechanics, but there's not a whole lot you can do to engage with the mechanic of these crying angel looking things. That's what I assume that they're a reference to. But, or I assume they're a reference and not just something general. Like, you can't really get behind them, per se, and shoot from behind them. Because wherever you shoot, you are facing that direction, and they'll cover their eyes. I'm tanky. So, I will say they're kind of obnoxious. They're not hard to deal with, but they are kind of obnoxious because you can't really engage with them in any direct form. You just have to have kind of something that shoots behind you and then have to move away from them, which at this moment I am killing things so quickly that I can't really do much of that. More gold. I don't need gold. Don't give me gold, game. Give me literally anything other than gold. There we go. Oh. Leveled up at the same time there. Ooh. That is an interesting helmet. I want them both, because I've never claimed this before. But I have to take this. The attack speed. Right? It's just the same thing, but 50% stronger. It's only 50% stronger. A lot of the items get doubly strong. That is... Although I understand that that item is basically borderline broken, so... Especially considering you can trigger the ring with Mask of Madness, which then triggers your amulet. More or less. Intentionally take some damage here. Okay, so my dog will be affected by whatever ethereal shift I take here, but everything I have mostly is just projectiles. So I haven't really been building for the dog. I just kind of wore it for the sake of wearing it, which is probably not the best way to handle that. But 30% attack speed for 100% damage reduction isn't a lot. But I will do this. And perfect. Oh, and this lasts longer now. 20 seconds instead of 15. So that is actually okay. It's not double the bonus, but it is... it is effective. So Phantom Needles does benefit from both attack speed and multi-strike, so we've got quite a bit of both. When I stand next to something, you can just see it just go crazy. Fragile chance. Hopefully later this week I will be able to do a kind of a rundown of some Salt and Sanctuary and Salt and Sacrifice, some stuff on those. So my work on Salt and Sanctuary is kind of coming to a close. I'm working myself out of a job, so to say. There's just not a lot left that is kind of worth it to fix. There's a handful of little bugs here and there that we'll continue fixing, but you know, that doesn't take a whole lot of time. So it's easier to, you know, sit down and fix a couple bugs over the course of an hour or two and move on. Whereas I've been working on a randomizer. What did we get? I don't even know if I want this item. I definitely don't want that item. I could have had attack speed gloves. That would have been nice. But yeah, Salt and Sanctuary. So finishing up on a randomizer. Converted the game to monogame from XNA. Old stuff there. And I want to do a run of the game. Like just straight up a run. I don't know if I'm going to do a randomized run, but I might. Just for the sake of it. You know, watch a sort of developer, contractor work through his own randomizer that he built for a game. So, that should be fun a little bit. I'm not quite ready to do that because it's going to be a longer run. I want to do it all in one sitting. Which is... I can beat the game generally by doing kind of a small skip in about 3 hours. But you end up only doing, I think, 12 bosses in that skip. So I don't know that I want to do everything that way. But if I'm doing the randomizer, it doesn't really matter so much. So we'll see. Then, while I don't want to do an entire run of Salt and Sacrifice, and I have recorded some Salt and Sacrifice run type stuff with my fist-only run already, I do want to do a cover video for, or a review video for both of these games. I have like an hour-long review video for Salt and Sacrifice when it first came out. I wasn't going to do reviews like as a thing on YouTube at that time, so... That's number 8. We want to probably start using our double up soon. So that video wasn't like planned or plotted or well designed by any means. It's just me going on for an hour. So I want to do something more in like the 10-minute frame for some Salt and Sacrifice and Salt and Sanctuary each, as well as the run. So that's just kind of an update of what I plan to be doing in the next week or two. Alongside, of course, the actual release of the randomizer to PC users. I mentioned in my previous video, I'm actually working on a clicker game. I don't know how fun or useful or interesting it will be, but I'm hoping to take it all the way. I don't need regen anymore, probably. I'll take the number 5 to get rid of that as well. But, ooh. Transfixion slows and my, other thing slows, so... We're gonna be going places. 20 base damage on summons, so you could run the Iron Ring with this base damage, glove as well as the base damage, from the warrior. So you could do, 15, 10, and, 10, going into a run, so there'd be 35 base damage on all summons. So that's something you can do now. That kind of has been buffed. I'm going to take this naturally. We will drop that. And move that in there. Now, I could wear both of these. Understand that this is amazing. I just want to put that out there. 82 bonus flat damage. No, it says 82. It means 82 levels. Sorry. 57 flat damage there on everything. And so, like, what does this do? 70? Yeah. Let's just run that. Let's just give up the healing on the ring. Yep, we broke the game. Here it is. Nothing can survive my projectiles now. Okay, so I am going to wait on the double up. We still have regen, right? Okay. We have some regen. So this is probably worth doubling up. Do I want the effect on hit chance, though? Nah. Oh, well. Yes, I do. There we go. Entire page is just going to be transfixion upgrades. Okay, let's take this one first. It's technically stronger. It's not like they're going away. based on crit chance. So this has like a crazy crit chance, base damage at 10, crit chance and crit bonus. We could do this for deadliness and another 20 base damage. Could be quite fun. So I am going to reserve this one and take that one. All the base damages. We're going to double that one up. I have one more double up, and I'll probably use that on the needles. So, I don't know what the 10s are. This 40% damage would be really excellent to double up on. And this crit chance would also be absolutely excellent to double up on if I really wanted to. I figure the needles are what's going to kill the boss, though. And I want to see how fast I can do that. Let's take some health there, because it's there. Don't give me gold. Don't give me gold. Golden slime. The dog is still probably doing quite a bit of damage. Let's go see here. No, it's not. It's not doing any damage whatsoever. Not comparatively. Although it has negative 100% like attack damage or something like that, but yeah, damage minus 100%. But see, you get 100% from the Shrine of Blessings, so you're really just canceling out the Shrine of Blessings for the dog. And I only did that halfway through the game, so 16 million and 28 million. Good stuff. We want to constantly be moving for that 14 attack speed. Also, we've got 49 bonuses on Mask Madness. Quite valuable there. I don't know if I want to double that up. But I'm gonna. Actually, here, let's base crit and then double up the damage. Let's drop that just for space. There it is. The 8 bonus base damage. We'll preserve that one and take the attack speed. And we'll be juggling some skills here again. Now, if I wanted to go all out on the movement speed, I probably could have gone a little harder into taking some Potion of Memories onto the movement speed stuff. Or doubling up like a 0.5 or something base movement speed bonus. But there's a cap on these boots, and I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of that cap is, because I ain't hitting anything close to it. Lonsnocht could maybe hit it. And dead. I'm already wearing 2 iron rings. Why are you giving me an iron ring? This is a weird... This is a weird roll. This probably shouldn't be in the pool. I'm not sure how to feel about that. But yeah, I don't think that should be in the pool. It's a very situational issue there, but if I'm already wearing the base iron ring, why are you offering me a base iron ring? And maybe because I got rid of the base iron ring in my inventory, it actually did give it to me? I don't know. It's not a bug per se, but it's weird. I don't have a problem with it offering me different variants or something, but it's weird to duplicate the item I started with and have now found 2 copies of as a variant. While this game does smart loot relatively well, I am not normally a fan of smart loot at all, because in, say, a more ARPG, Diablo-like, if you do anything out of the ordinary, you will immediately have struggles all over the place. Struggles because the game is trying to think for you and find for you, and it's been designed by the developers instead of just randomized out, or controlled by, say, a specific enemy. So, like, I really like Grim Dawn. Although I'm looking forward to Path of Exile 2, I never latched on to Path of Exile like I've latched on to, say, Grim Dawn. So, take that for what you will. And in Grim Dawn, yeah, there's a loot filter, and they've kind of reduced the amount of loot on the ground as well, which I appreciate, and made loot better overall because of it. But, where was I going with this? I lost my train of thought. Smart loot. Enemies in Grim Dawn follow the what you see is what you get rule. And so if an enemy is wearing armor, you can get their armor. And that armor piece, even though it's randomized, they're actually wearing that, as far as I understand. So an enemy could be wearing a piece of armor, or at least maybe the base stats of the armor are there. But they can be wearing that armor and be getting some kind of bonus from the armor. And so, for example, bosses and elite mobs will be a little bit more tricky because they'll be wearing that specialized mace or sword or helmet or ring or something like that. Not necessarily simulation oriented, but definitely kind of one step in that direction, making it feel like things are a little less random. And in a recent patch to Grim Dawn, I believe they made this guaranteed to drop too, so you will always get one of the, say, boss's specialty items, which makes that even less randomized and very powerful. And we are out of everything. We have nothing else to do unless we pick up an ability scroll and start leveling up another ability. And that boss, that mini-boss elite thing just melted. I barely even saw him on my screen. But Halls of Torment has decent smart loot, although there are certain can't talk. There are certain circumstances where you might want to turn it off. And so in any circumstance that there's smart loot, I feel like giving the player back some control would be nice. So it's not that, you know, it's not all smart loot bad mentality, but that if you're going to have smart loot, maybe have an option, like literally in the settings or something, to turn Smart Loot off. So you could do a run without it and see how it feels. Or you could, you know, just set it off in general. I don't even know why I'm picking gold there. It would probably take me a life to walk through that wall. If I had knockback, I could probably make a hole in it. I've done that before, unless they fix that. If you've never played Halls of Torment, this marching wall, it just it closes in on you from both directions, and then you fight the boss when it finally kind of closes in. So we'll be moving towards back south, towards the bucket. I'll just hug this wall and we'll never take any damage, apparently. Food does not count for the amulet. It has to be a potion. I'm not sure what the ratios on that is, but... I think I've gotten a lot higher in levels than this, which is actually kind of surprising. I know they messed with the experience curves. Said that certain levels were weird after 100. We'll take Morningstar. There we go. Probably could have taken it earlier and not wasted all those levels. It's not going to be very strong. It's not going to do much. We've got the Ethereal Shift A on there. It's got some reduced damage. That gives us something to level up, I guess. That's why I took it. Anyway, if there's any like indie devs or whatever like out there listening, like please allow Smart Loot to be turned off in a setting or in a run or in some regards somewhere. Sometimes you just want to do a weird build, and doing that in a game as long as like Grim Dawn or Diablo or something like that, it just becomes very, very frustrating. Like, for example, someone I know really likes battle mages. And they've stated that they try to build one in pretty much every game they play. And that becomes a little bit harder in a lot of games because you already have, like, skills and stuff that, like, restrict you. Like, Diablo 2, it wasn't necessarily super hard. You had ice armor, you had enchant weapon with fire, you had energy shield. I remember back in the day, you know, at this point, almost 20 years ago, I knew someone that ran the beast, where you turn, it's like a helmet or something that allows you to turn into a werebear in Diablo 2, and they ran that on their sorceress, and they had a good time. We are not just instantly killing the boss here, but we're doing damage. We do have to stay relatively close to get those projectiles to hit him. And as long as we do that, he is dead quickly. We got a Torment shard, whatever that is. I assume you collect those to use on the Shrine of Torment. Okay, so if I move around here, Oh, I'm still going to take damage from the helmet. Move around here. I got 20% attack speed with all of that movement speed bonus and green berserker boots. So they've got this maximum of 75%. But I don't know. I guess I probably had to take more, not base movement speed. I'm probably reading this wrong. Yeah, movement speed bonus. It only works on your main weapon. That's pretty specific. And you have to be moving. There's a lot of conditionals there. So we're definitely approaching the on Tuesdays kind of mentality with that. Anyway. So yeah, in the end, we had something close to probably 65 base damage on our weapon from 2 iron rings and one of those being the scaling version. So don't know if you can pull double of that. I doubt it. And I'm pretty sure that's why the iron ring showed back up when we tossed it. So also gives a reason to keep things in your backpack, I suppose. Well, hope you enjoyed that run. That's the new Archer. I didn't see anything too fancy or crazy in the skills there for the Archer. A lot of crit bonus and multi-strike and stuff like that. So, well, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more of it or other stuff that I do, like reviews or mods, or just game dev in general that I might soon show off. I don't know when. Soon, not as in a few weeks. But, yeah. And as always, have a great day.